Welcome to the cutting edge of business growth in 2024. I'm Dibakar Bala, founder of Podnity, and today we're going to explore how podcasting can completely revolutionize your business. But before we dive in, let me ask you a question. Are you tired of pouring money into marketing strategies that just don't seem to move the needle? You know what I'm talking about. Those Facebook ads that eat up your budget faster than you can say ROI. Those SEO efforts that have you chasing Google's ever-changing algorithms. Those email campaigns that get lost in overcrowded inboxes. If you're nodding your head right now, I get it. I've been there. And that's exactly why I'm here today, to show you a marketing strategy that's not just effective, but downright transformative. I'm talking about podcasting. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another marketing fad, hear me out. Because what I'm about to share isn't just another tactic. It's a complete paradigm shift in how you connect with your audience, build your brand, and yes, grow your business. But here's the kicker. While podcasting isn't new, the way smart businesses are using it in 2024 is revolutionary. And if you're not in on this, you're leaving money on the table. Big time. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Dibakar, I'm not a radio host. I'm not a celebrity. How could podcasting possibly work for my business? Well, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was working with a local real estate agency. They were struggling. The market was saturated, and their traditional marketing efforts were barely keeping them afloat. They came to me, desperate for a solution. I suggested podcasting. They looked at me like I had two heads. We sell houses, they said. What could we possibly podcast about? Fast forward 12 months. Their podcast, Real Estate Uncovered, became the go-to resource for home buyers and sellers in their area. They weren't just talking about houses. They were sharing insider tips on the local market, interviewing community leaders, and providing real value to their listeners. The result? Their business grew by 127% that year. They became the authority in their market. And the best part? Their customer acquisition cost dropped by 68%. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand the power of what we're talking about here. This isn't just about creating content. It's about positioning yourself as the go-to expert in your field. It's about building trust and relationships with your audience in a way that no other medium can match. But here's the thing, the podcasting landscape is changing fast. What worked even a year ago isn't going to cut it in 2024 and beyond. The businesses that understand this and adapt are going to leave their competition in the dust. So, let me break down why podcasting needs to be your go-to marketing strategy in the coming years. Attention is the new currency, and podcasts are attention magnets. In a world where people's attention spans are getting shorter by the day, podcasts are bucking the trend. The average podcast listener tunes in for 43 minutes per session. Compare that to the few seconds you get with a social media post or an ad. Imagine having your ideal customer's undivided attention for nearly an hour. What could that do for your business? Podcasts build trust like nothing else. There's something intimate about podcasting. When someone listens to your voice, week after week, they start to feel like they know you. They trust you. And in business, trust is everything. The podcast market is growing, but it's not saturated yet. Well, it seems like everyone and their dog has a YouTube channel or an Instagram account. Podcasting is still relatively untapped. There's still room to make your mark and own your niche. Podcasts are incredibly versatile. You can repurpose your podcast content into blog posts, social media snippets, even books. One piece of content, multiple uses. That's efficiency at its finest. The ROI of podcasting is off the charts. When done right, podcasting can have a lower cost per lead than almost any other marketing channel. And the leads? They're hot. They already know, like, and trust you. Now, I can almost hear the gears turning in your head. You're starting to see the potential, but you're also thinking about the challenges, the technical aspects, the time investment, the strategy. And you're right to think about these things. Because here's the brutal truth. Most business podcasts fail. They fizzle out after a few episodes, never gaining traction, never delivering on their promise. Why? Because they're missing the key ingredients that make a podcast not just good, but great. Not just interesting, but irresistible. Not just a hobby, but a powerful business tool. That's where we come in. At Podnity, we've cracked the code on what makes a business podcast successful. We've distilled it down to a science, a repeatable process that can work for any business, in any industry. But before I dive into how we can help you create a podcast that will transform your business, let me ask you this. What would it mean for your business if you could position yourself as the undisputed expert in your field, build a loyal, engaged audience that hangs on your every word, generate a steady stream of high-quality leads on autopilot, decrease your customer acquisition costs while increasing lifetime value, create content once and use it across multiple platforms? If you're thinking, that sounds too good to be true, I get it. I would have thought the same thing a few years ago, but I've seen it happen, time and time again, with businesses just like yours. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture your ideal customer. They're going about their day, maybe commuting to work, maybe at the gym, maybe doing chores around the house. And as they're doing this, they're listening to your voice. You're in their ears, sharing your expertise, your insights, your stories. You're not interrupting them. You're not shouting at them to buy your product. You're adding value to their day. You're solving their problems. You're becoming a trusted advisor. And when the time comes for them to make a purchasing decision in your industry, who do you think they're going to turn to? The faceless company they saw in a Facebook ad? Or you, the expert they've been listening to and learning from for weeks or months? The answer is obvious. And that's the power of podcasting for your business. But here's where it gets really exciting. Because while podcasting is powerful on its own, when you combine it with the right strategy, the right production quality, and the right promotion, that's when the magic really happens. That's when you start seeing exponential growth in your business. That's when you start attracting opportunities you never thought possible. Speaking engagements, book deals, joint ventures with industry leaders. I've seen it happen. I've made it happen for my clients. And I can make it happen for you. But I want to be crystal clear about something. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a magic bullet. It's a powerful tool, yes, but like any tool, it needs to be wielded correctly to be effective. That's why we don't just help you launch a podcast. We partner with you to create a comprehensive podcasting strategy that aligns with your business goals. We handle the technical details, yes, but more importantly, we help you craft a podcast that resonates with your ideal audience and drives real business results. Now, you might be wondering, Dibakar, this all sounds great, but how do I know if podcasting is right for my specific business? That's a great question, and it's exactly why I want to offer you something special today. But before I get to that, let me share a few more examples of how podcasting has transformed businesses across various industries. Take Sarah, for example. Sarah runs a small accounting firm. She was struggling to differentiate herself in a crowded market. We helped her launch a podcast called The Small Business Money Mentor. In each episode, she breaks down complex financial concepts into simple, actionable advice for small business owners. Within 6 months, Sarah's client roster was full. But more than that, she was attracting higher quality clients who valued her expertise. Her average client value increased by 215%. And the best part? She was spending less time on sales calls because her podcast was pre-qualifying her leads. Or consider Mark, who owns a local gym. He was losing members to big chain fitness centers that could afford flashy marketing campaigns. We helped him create a podcast called Fit for Life, where he shares workout tips, nutrition advice, and interviews with local fitness enthusiasts. The result? His gym membership grew by 73% in just 4 months. But here's the kicker. His member retention rate skyrocketed. Why? Because his podcast was keeping his members engaged and motivated between workouts. They weren't just paying for access to equipment. They were part of a community. And then there's Lisa, a life coach who was struggling to build her practice. Her podcast, The Breakthrough Blueprint, features candid conversations about personal growth and overcoming obstacles. Within a year, Lisa had to start a waiting list for new clients. She's now seen as a thought leader in her field, regularly invited to speak at conferences and events. These are just a few examples of the transformative power of podcasting when it's done right. And when I say done right, I mean with a strategic approach that's tailored to your specific business goals. Because here's the thing, launching a podcast is easy. Anyone with a smartphone can do it. But creating a podcast that drives real business results? That's where the challenge lies. And that's where most businesses fall short. They launch a podcast without a clear strategy. They produce a few episodes, don't see immediate results, and give up. They miss out on the compound effect that comes from consistently delivering value to your audience over time. That's why at Podnity, we don't just help you launch a podcast. We partner with you to create a comprehensive podcasting strategy that aligns with your business goals. We handle the technical details, yes, but more importantly, we help you craft a podcast that resonates with your ideal audience and drives real business results. Now, let me break down our process for you. Strategy development. Start by diving deep into your business. We analyze your target market, your competition, and your unique selling proposition. We identify the sweet spot where your expertise intersects with your audience's needs and interests. Content planning. Based on our strategic analysis, we develop a content plan that will position you as the go-to expert in your field. We create an editorial calendar that ensures consistency and builds anticipation with your audience. Production excellence. Your team of audio professionals ensures that your podcast sounds as professional as the content you're delivering. Because let's face it, in today's crowded media landscape, production quality matters. Launch and promotion don't just help you create great content, we make sure it gets heard. Our launch strategy is designed to help your podcast hit the ground running, attracting listeners from day one. Ongoing optimization. Continually analyze your podcast's performance, gathering insights that allow us to refine our approach and maximize your ROI. Repurposing and cross-promotion help you leverage your podcast content across multiple platforms, extending your reach and reinforcing your message. But here's what really sets us apart: our focus on business results. We're not just podcasting enthusiasts. We're business strategists who understand how to use podcasting as a tool for growth. Now, I want to address something that might be on your mind. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, Dibakar, but I'm already stretched thin. I don't have time to add another task to my plate. I hear you. And that's exactly why we offer our done-for-you podcasting service. We handle everything from strategy to production to promotion. All you need to do is share your expertise. We take care of the rest. But maybe you're more of a hands-on person. Maybe you want to be more involved in the process. That's why we also offer our consulting service, where we guide you through every step of creating and growing a successful business podcast. Either way, we're committed to one thing: helping you use podcasting to grow your business. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: cost. You might be wondering, isn't professional podcasting expensive? Well, let me flip that question on its head. What's the cost of not podcasting? What's the cost of letting your competitors become the trusted voice in your industry while you're still relying on outdated marketing tactics? The truth is, when done right, podcasting can be one of the most cost-effective marketing strategies available. Think about it. The cost per lead is often a fraction of what you'd pay for traditional advertising. The leads you get are typically much higher quality because they already know, like, and trust you. The content you create for your podcast can be repurposed across multiple platforms, maximizing your return on investment. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at some numbers. One of our clients, a B2B software company, was spending $500 per lead with their pay-per-click advertising. After launching their podcast with us, their cost per lead dropped to $50. That's a 90% reduction. Another client, a financial advisor, saw his close rate on sales calls increase from 20% to 65% after launching his podcast. Why? Because by the time prospects got on a call with him, they already saw him as a trusted expert. And remember Sarah, the accountant I mentioned earlier? She was able to raise her rates by 40% without losing clients. In fact, she had a waiting list of people willing to pay her new, higher rates. These are the kind of results that are possible when you approach podcasting strategically, with a focus on business growth. Now, I know what you might be thinking. But Dibakar, my industry is different. My business is unique. How do I know if this will work for me? That's a great question. And it's exactly why I want to offer you something special today. I want to invite you to a free, no-obligation strategy session with one of our podcasting experts. During this session, we'll analyze your current marketing efforts and identify areas where podcasting could have the biggest impact. Explore content ideas that would resonate with your ideal customers. Discuss how podcasting could integrate with your existing marketing strategy. Answer any questions you have about the podcasting process. This session is completely free, and there's absolutely no obligation to work with us afterward. Our goal is simply to show you the potential that podcasting holds for your business. Now, you might be wondering why we're offering this for free. The answer is simple. We're confident that once you see the potential of strategic podcasting for your business, you'll want to work with us to make it a reality. But I want to be upfront. This offer isn't for everyone. We're looking for businesses that are serious about growth, that are willing to invest in their future, and that understand the value of becoming a trusted voice in their industry. If that sounds like you, then I urge you to take advantage of this offer. But you need to act fast. Due to the in-depth nature of these strategy sessions, we can only offer a limited number each month, and spots are filling up quickly. Here's how it works. Click the link in the description below to schedule your strategy session. You'll be taken to a brief questionnaire that helps us understand your business better. This allows us to make the most of our time together. Once you've submitted the questionnaire, one of our podcasting experts will reach out to schedule your session. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine it's a year from now. Your podcast has become the go-to resource in your industry. You're consistently attracting high-quality leads without having to chase them. You're seen as a thought leader, regularly invited to speak at industry events. Your business is growing faster than you ever thought possible. That's the power of strategic podcasting. And it's within your reach, but only if you take action. Remember, the podcasting landscape is changing rapidly. The businesses that act now, that become the trusted voices in their industries, are the ones that will thrive in the years to come. Don't let your competitors beat you to it. Don't let another year go by wondering, what if? Click the link in the description below now to schedule your free strategy session. Take the first step towards transforming your business through the power of podcasting. And remember, this offer won't be available forever. As our client roster grows, we're going to have to start charging for these strategy sessions. So if you're serious about exploring how podcasting can transform your business, I urge you to act now. Thank you for your time today. I can't wait to see how podcasting transforms your business. Here's to your success.